Good day, media partners, listening and viewing audiences. My name is Cynthia Graham, Director of Public Relations for the Virgin Islands Department of Education. Today, Department of Education officials and school leaders will provide a variety of updates, including plans for the 2021 graduations, the status of in-person learning over the last 2 months, and summer enrichment opportunities for students. Following the last presentation, members of the media may ask questions of the presenters. Presenting today, and in the following order, are Commissioner Raquel Berry Benjamin, Principal Eves Abraham, Assistant Principal Cheryl George, Assistant Principal Julius Hodge, Principal April Petrus, Acting Principal Cheryl Jeremiah Ambrose, Principal Mario Francis, Principal Krista Ann Malloy, Professional School Counselor Rona Pinney Simon, Superintendents Carlos McGregor, and Dr. Stefan Jurgen. Commissioner Berry Benjamin.
Good day, Virgin Islands. I would first like to acknowledge and thank our dedicated principals, several of whom have joined us here today, for their leadership as we recently celebrated Principals Appreciation Day on May 1st. I also extend my gratitude to the wonderful teachers of the VIDE Department of Education for their commitment to students inside and outside of the classroom. As we celebrate Teacher Appreciation Week, May 3rd through the 7th, 2021, on behalf of the VI Department of Education, I extend condolences to the family of the late Shauna Bass, who served as Education Policy Advisor to Governor Bryan. The VIDE is deeply grateful for the time she spent working with us. May her soul rest in peace. The Department of Education continues to transform. This has been our theme for the last 2 years, and in measured but encouraging increments. We are beginning to see that transformation take shape. Coming off the heels of 2 hurricanes and right into a global pandemic, the VI Department of Education remains resolute in forging ahead with important work that will change the face of public education in the Virgin Islands and change the trajectory of our students' lives. Within the space of 12 months, we have become a more technologically advanced department, with the provision of laptops to all students enrolled in our public school system, and the requisite technology provided for teachers and students to thrive in this new space. The VI Department of Education continues to make tremendous strides with its Portrait of a VI Graduate initiative, which involves the coming together of a wide range of stakeholders to plan for the future of VI graduates. Furthermore, our new schools projects have been going full steam ahead with the modernization of the Skills Center in the St. Thomas, St. John district, the demolition of the old Arthur A. Richards campus in St. Croix, and a land swap deal reached between the federal government and the government of the Virgin Islands to build a new school on St. John. Additionally, our Division of Curriculum and Instruction is undergoing an overhaul that will allow for greater access to resources for teachers, and our Division of Sports and Athletics have produced 2 successful sporting events for student athletes, as well as made available to them an online system that will help track student athletes' progress from their earliest years throughout college. These anecdotes are just a small snapshot of the transformation taking place at the VIDE. We are now in graduation season, which is one of the most exciting times of year at the Department of Education. It is that time when teachers and school administrators see the fruits of their labors, when students go from one grade to the next or venture off to pursue their dreams. I am pleased to report that the department has standardized across 2 districts graduation fees, which has been the source of much frustration for parents over the years. Going forward, the $150 standard graduation fee will cover the cost of students' cap and gowns, tassels, stole, cords, and other important items for graduation. On that note, I extend warm congratulations to the class of 2021. Despite everything you've been through, you have risen to the occasion and came out on top. You should never forget how proud we are of you. At this time, I invite Principal Eves Abraham to share details of Central High School's plans for graduation this year. Principal Abraham.
Pleasant good morning. Superintendent Carlos McGregor. President, good morning. I'm Eve Abraham, the principal of St. Croix Central High School. CHS is happy to announce that our 53rd graduation ceremony will take place on the CHS campus on Tuesday, May 18, 2021 at 10 a.m. sharp. In light of the pandemic, we're excited to announce that CHS will be conducting a hybrid graduation ceremony for 175 potential graduates, featuring a combination of pre-recorded speeches and an in-person diploma presentation. Parents will have the opportunity to see the graduate walk across the stage to receive their diplomas and to take pictures of this memorable event. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's graduation ceremony will not be open to the public. Only students and their invited guests will be allowed to attend. However, this auspicious event will be live streamed on VIDE Department of Education Facebook page so everyone can view it from the comfort of their homes. Please allow me to briefly explain the dynamics of our hybrid drive-through, walk-through graduation. Remarks by all invited dignitaries will be pre-recorded. After the conferral of graduates by our Commissioner of Education, students and the invited guests will drive onto the campus using the north entrance of the school via Centerline Road near the cafeteria. In groups of 20s, graduates and guests will drive onto the main parking lot in front of the stage. Graduates will exit the vehicle and proceed to the marked graduation line, and the driver will be directed to the parking area. The graduates will be called onto the stage one at a time to receive their diplomas and be recognized by the dignitaries. A professional photographer will take pictures of each graduate. Additionally, 2 guests will be allowed to leave the vehicle to take pictures from the designated area only at the time their graduate receives his or her diploma. Once off stage, graduates and the guests will immediately return to their vehicles and exit the campus through the main gate. No picture sessions allowed once graduates exit the stage. This process will continue until all graduates receive their diplomas. The estimated time for each group is 10 minutes. Safety protocols include temperature check. Anyone with a temperature above 99.5 will not be allowed on the campus. Masks are required at all times. Social distancing protocols will be enforced. The CHS team, along with the Virgin Islands Department of Education, is making every effort to ensure our seniors have a safe and memorable graduation ceremony. Therefore, your support and cooperation are needed to ensure a successful event. In closing, I would like to extend a special thank you to the CHS Graduation Committee as well as my administrative team, Ms. Diana Brown, Ms. Margaret Burnett, Ms. Gwenhilda Phillip, and Mrs. Manova Delani. Thank you for your unwavering dedication, support, and hard work.
Good morning. I am Cheryl George, Assistant Principal at the St. Croix Educational Complex High School. On behalf of Principal Rodney Moorhead, I will be sharing plans for our 2021 graduation ceremony, which will be held on Wednesday, May 19th at 10 a.m. on the school's campus. The intention is to have a hybrid ceremony for 194 potential graduates, where we can apply a bubble concept to limit exposure and allow families the opportunity to participate in this memorable milestone. The ceremony will include dignitaries and officials addressing the graduates via pre-recorded speeches. This portion will be aired during graduates' arrival to receive their diploma in a drive-through ceremony. The drive-through ceremony will be live-streamed via Virgin Islands Department of Education's Facebook page. This ceremony is also not open for public attendance. Finally, the ceremony will end with a pre-recorded component featuring the class of 2021 graduation pictures. Plans for graduation include a stage will be erected on the soccer field where platform guests, to include the governor, commissioner, superintendent, and administrators, will await each graduate to greet and take photos commemorating this milestone. Graduates and guests will be given a scheduled arrival time to avoid congestion. Graduates will arrive in a vehicle dressed in their cap and gown, accompanied by 2 guests. Only vehicles with graduates will enter the main entrance at the traffic light and routed to loop around in the school's parking lot to avoid congestion. School security and our JROTC cadets will be on site to direct vehicles. The west gate on the CTEC side will be the entry point for vehicles to drive up to the stage area. Temperature screening will be done before vehicles make entry into the CTEC gate. Upon arrival at the stage area, the graduate will exit the vehicle, walk on stage, receive diploma, take photos with dignitaries, then return to their car and drive away. Families will also be allowed to exit the car to witness the momentous event. Specific areas will be marked for families to view their graduates. A separate area will be designated for photos with graduates and their 2 guests. Guests will not be allowed to park, exit, socialize, or wait in any other areas on site. The east gate of the academic side will be the exit point. The entrance and exit will remain open and managed by designated individuals to limit congestion. School security and monitors will be present on site. Appropriate social distancing will be enforced. Attendees will maintain 3 to 6 feet distance. All attendees are required to wear a face mask. Signs will be posted at entrances throughout the event or facility as needed to remind guests of face covering, social distancing, and proper hygiene guidelines. Hand sanitizer will be placed at all entrances and in all high traffic areas. The announcer will communicate safety guidelines and encourage social distancing. Preparing for an event such as this requires much planning, and I would like to thank the SCEC Graduation Committee, faculty and staff, the administrative team, Mr. Moorhead, Ms. Liebert, Ms. Gerard, and Ms. Graham, and all who will play a part on graduation day. This ceremony is being meticulously planned to ensure the health and safety of everyone in attendance. We intend to adhere to the guidelines from the Virgin Islands Department of Health.
Good morning, all. I am Julius M. Hodge, 12th grade administrator at the Ivana Udoracan High School. Today, I am presenting the 2021 graduation plans of the Ivana Udoracan High School on behalf of Acting Principal Alicia Ledham. The Ivana Udoracan High School hybrid graduation consists of pre-recorded and in-person elements. We will begin at 1 p.m. sharp on Thursday, May 20th, 2021, on the school's field. With a total of 153 potential graduates, the utmost care has been given to ensure CDC safety protocols have been maintained and adhered to. Our graduation type will be classified as a sit-down graduation. Students and 2 parents or guardians are invited to the ceremony. The graduation is not open to the public, but will be live streamed on the Virgin Islands Department of Education Facebook page. Pre-recorded remarks will be aired during the ceremony as students grouped in 40 proceed to receive their diplomas. Safety protocols. Students and parents, as well as platform guests, will maintain 4 to 6 feet of distance in between throughout the ceremony. Temperature checks will be done as students and parents enter the campus or the gymnasium for the waiting area. Masks are required by all guests throughout the entire ceremony. Sanitization will be placed at common areas and include hand sanitizers for all of our guests. In closing, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our graduation committee as well as my administrative team.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Barry Benjamin, my DOE colleagues, listening and viewing audiences. I am April Petrus, principal of Charlotte Amalia High School. I would like to thank Commissioner Barry Benjamin for affording me this opportunity to share valuable information regarding the CAHS commencement ceremony. With the many challenges this class has experienced in recent years, this CAHS class of 2021 really deserves to have a ceremony with all of the pomp and circumstance allowed. My assistant principals and I are elated to have the opportunity to ensure that they do. This year's 90th senior high commencement exercise, the 100th graduation ceremony since the inception of this secondary school in 1920, will be a hybrid ceremony with an in-person portion as well as some pre-recorded elements. The ceremony will be held on March 21st, 2021 at 1 p.m. in the CAHS courtyard. The class has 240 potential graduates, thus the need to adhere to CDC COVID-19 safety mandates is of utmost importance to ensure that every graduate can participate and everyone can be safe. Each graduate will be allotted only 2 invitations for family members who are required to present their information for admittance. The ceremony is not open to the public, but will be live streamed on the VIDE Department of Education Facebook page. All graduates and guests will park in the Cinema One parking lot area or some other area off campus. Parking behind the Ruth E. Thomas Auditorium will be reserved for the staff and other officials. Temperature checks will be done at both entry points. After temperatures are checked, graduates will proceed to the school's gymnasium and the sprung. Parents will proceed to their designated area. All CDC mandates, social distancing, and the wearing of masks will be strictly adhered to. Following the ceremony, graduates and guests are expected to leave the premises as soon as possible. I give special recognition to the Mighty Chicken Hawks family for their superior work and my amazing assistant principals, Mrs. Nika Howard-Sibley, Mr. Joel Buchanan, Ms. Ingenia Boyd, and Mrs. Sharon Richardson. Additional details for students and parents will be shared in planned senior and parent meetings in the coming weeks. Thank you.
Good day. I am Cheryl Jeremiah Ambrose, acting principal at the St. Croix Korean Technical Ed Center. A hybrid certification ceremony for the CTEC class of 2021 will be held on Monday, May 17th, 2021 at 10 a.m. on the school's campus in the courtyard. St. Croix Korean Technical Ed Center will apply a cluster of programs concept to limit the exposure and allow families the opportunity to participate in this auspicious occasion. The hybrid ceremony is not open to the public and will include some speakers addressing certificates in person and others participating through a pre-recorded messages. The pre-recorded speeches will be aired before or during the 130 certificants' arrival to receive their certificates in a walkthrough ceremony. After a brief in-person ceremony for the top 15 honor students from the secondary and post-secondary programs, parents will be a part of the cluster in their child's areas. Ceremony plans include the following. In adherence to CDC guidelines, temperature check will be conducted at all entrances prior to entering the campus. Hand sanitizing and wash stations will be available. Social distancing protocol will be upheld, and masks are required to be worn by everyone in attendance. The stage will be erected in front of the agriculture classroom on the eastern side of the courtyard and can accommodate 15 to 20 dignitaries, 3 feet to 6 feet apart. During the brief in-person ceremony, the governor, the commissioner, the superintendent, and the administrators will address the certificants and take photos. During the brief ceremony, the top 15 certificants will be seated 3 to 6 feet apart with their guests. Faculty and staff will report to the campus at 7:45 a.m. for CDC protocol clearance onto the campus. After clearance, faculty and staff will be strategically assigned to receive the certificants, dignitaries, and guests on the campus. Certificants, they all have 2 guests, and their guests will report on campus with them at 8:30 a.m. for CDC protocol clearance onto the campus. After clearance, certificants will be clustered by programs in their respective classrooms and labs according to the 3 to 6 feet social distancing guidelines. Dignitaries will arrive to the campus at 9:15 a.m. for CDC protocol clearance onto the campus. They will enter the campus through the main office entrance. After clearance, dignitaries will be hosted in the engineering classroom, adhering to the 3 to 6 feet social distancing guidelines until they're escorted onto the stage. After the distribution of certificates, certificants in their respective clusters will be escorted to the photography booth to take pictures with guests. They will then exit the campus. Parking will be accommodated throughout the complex campus. School security will oversee this operation. COVID-19 safety signages is in place throughout the CTEC campus, and those pertaining to the certification ceremony will be added. In conclusion, the preparation of CTEC's hybrid ceremony was planned carefully to ensure a seamless operation that observes the safety guidance of the Virgin Islands Department of Health. We endeavor to ensure the health and safety of all in attendance. Principal Merle Hendricks, Assistant Principal Benita Jules Larac, and I would like to thank the Certification Committee, faculty and staff, parents, and all those who will ensure that our ceremony is a success. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mario Francis. I am the principal of the Raphael O. Wheatley Skill Center, Post-Secondary Career and Technical Institute, and Adult Education Program in the St. Thomas St. John District. Today, I will provide you with some updates on the Institute's 2021 Commencement Exercise Plan. Our ceremony is scheduled to be at 2 p.m. on June 4th at the Shalda High School parking lot, adjacent in front of the gymnasium. A tent will be erected for the graduates and their 3 guests, and a separate tent will be erected for the platform guest, and that's where all of the ceremonies ritual will take place. This will be a hybrid event featuring a combination of pre-recorded and in-person elements. Our 80 graduates will be afforded 3 guest tickets. Graduates will be divided into 2 respective graduating groups in an effort to adhere to the maximum capacity restriction for outdoor events. Moreover, this will allow 3 family members the opportunity to be a participant in this spectacular event. The guests will be seated in groups of 3s, observing all CDC and the Department of Health COVID protocol, and that will be strictly enforced. All participants must don a mask for the duration of the ceremony. Guests will be seated under the tent in groups of 3s and must appear to the graduation together. All the guests must enter the main campus at the entrance or at the bridge adjacent to the old Cinema One parking lot, and all guests will be temperature screened at that point of entry. Any guest with a temperature in excess of 100.4 will not be allowed to enter the point of entry. The National Guard, the VI Police Department, and the Virgin Islands Rescue will be on hand to assist with crowd control and for any potential emergencies. We will utilize our school monitors from the district to assist with as ushers and to monitor the movement on the campus. We will provide a videographer as well as a photographer to take photos during the ceremony, and it will be available to the families and students at a prearranged cost. There will be no photo taken in the aisles during the ceremonies. At the conclusion of the event, platform guests and graduates will exit first, followed by the guest. Dismissal will be by rows, starting with the back, moving towards the front. A special thanks to our staff and faculty and partners for their continuous dedicated service despite these difficult times. We also acknowledge our graduation committee for staying the course during this unique planning process. You made a difference and you are appreciated. Thank you very much.
Good day. I am Kristan Malloy, principal of the St. Croix Adult Education Program. As part of this program, Ms. Andrea Hobson is the administrator for the Night School High School Diploma Program. Today, I will be sharing plans with you for the joint day and night school graduation ceremony, which will be held on May 17, 2021 at 4 p.m. This ceremony will be held at the St. Croix Educational Complex High School's auditorium. The intention for this ceremony is for an in-person graduation for a maximum of 18 people in keeping with the CDC guidelines and safety protocols. Each graduate will receive 2 tickets for his or her guests, and the staff members will receive 1 ticket each. The ceremony is expected to be no more than 1 hour and is not open to the public. The program will include processional, invocation, the national anthem, the VIDE march, welcome remarks, remarks from the Commissioner of Education, remarks from the Governor, the valedictorian address, introduction of the guest speaker, commencement address, presentation of graduates, presentation of diploma, presentation of graduates via song, the closing remarks, benediction, and the recessional. Our plans include graduates and 2 guests will undergo temperature checks and have hand sanitized prior to entering the auditorium. Graduates and their guests will sit 3 to 6 feet and will be required to wear masks at all times. All speakers on the stage will wear their masks except when they are giving remarks. Graduates will walk on the stage, receive their diploma, take photos with dignitaries, and then return to their seats. There will be also a designated area for photos to be taken with graduates and their 2 guests. Guests will not be allowed to socialize or wait in any area around the campus. At the end of the ceremony, graduates and guests must leave the auditorium and campus immediately and would be escorted out by our school security and monitors. Appropriate COVID-19 protocols will remain in force throughout the ceremony. Signs will be posted in necessary areas to ensure that we remain socially distanced and face covering, and we have used the proper hygiene protocols as well. Hand sanitizers will be placed in various areas throughout the auditorium to encourage the protocols being used. Attendees will be reminded periodically about the health and safety guidelines. I want to give a special thanks to Ms. Andrea Hobson, who is the administrator for the Night School High School Diploma Program, the graduation committee members, faculty and staff, the school safety monitors, and all stakeholders who have been an integral part in the planning and success of this graduation ceremony. This is truly a milestone for our students, our adult learners, who are getting a second chance with their families. And it's our goal to have a beautiful event while maintaining the health and safety for all. Thank you.
Good day. I am Rona Pini-Simon, the Director of Student Services for the St. Thomas St. John District. I also serve as a professional school counselor for the Adult Continuing Education Program. Today, I will provide details of the in-person walk-through graduation ceremony for the Adult Continuing Education, also known as ACE, program on behalf of Acting Principal Alicia Leadam. The ACE Class of 2021 walk-through graduation ceremony will be held on Thursday, May 27, 2021 at 6:00 p.m. at the Ruth E. Thomas Auditorium, which is located at Charlotte Amalie High School campus. Each of the 28 graduates will receive 3 invitations for invited guests. Only students and invited guests will be able to attend in person. The ceremony is not open to the public. Upon arrival, invited guests will park behind the auditorium and towards the gymnasium. Parking closest to the auditorium will be designated as reserved parking. Guests will proceed to the auditorium where their temperatures will be checked before entry. Upon entry into the auditorium, invited guests will be ushered to marked seats. There will be 2 empty rows between seated guests in the audience, and 3 empty chairs between families. Platform guests will be seated on the stage. Logistics. Graduates' temperatures will be checked upon arrival. ACE faculty and staff will assist with maintaining social distancing as graduates line up and proceed to the auditorium. The national anthem, VIDE march, and opening remarks will be given by our principal. Graduates' names will be called at the appropriate time. The diploma distribution point will be on the stage. Graduates will receive their diploma, return to their seats, turn their tassels, be pronounced graduates, and proceed for the recessional. A school monitor will be assigned to keep the flow of graduates moving and minimize picture taking during the recessional. Other areas will be identified for picture taking after all graduates have received their diplomas. Monitors will help reduce bottlenecking by ushering graduates to their cars as they exit the premises, or they will wait to take pictures in an orderly manner. At the end of the ceremony, graduates and well-wishers will exit the campus through designated gates. Safety protocols are as follows. Signs indicating no mask, no entry, and social distance 6 feet will be posted. 6 feet social distancing will be maintained. There will be no congregating or crowds. Everyone must wear a mask that covers the nose and the mouth. Absolutely no exceptions. Graduates and guest temperatures will be checked. Custodians will be assigned to the restrooms, refreshing and wiping down every 15 minutes. Hand sanitizer, no less than 60% strength, and alcohol wipes will be available for attendees. Microphones will be sanitized after each use. Hand-touch surfaces will be cleaned regularly with cleaning and disinfectant products. Special thank you to everyone who assisted in making this event a safe and memorable one for our graduates.
Good morning. I am Carlos McGregor, Superintendent for the District of St. Croix. I would like to begin by extending my deepest condolences on behalf of the St. Croix District to the family, friends, and colleagues of Ms. Shauna Bass, Policy Advisor in the Office of the Governor. She was an advocate for education and providing our children with the best opportunity for success. May God comfort her, her loved ones, during this difficult time. I'd also like to say Happy Teacher Appreciation Week to all teachers, especially those in the St. Croix District. Your contributions to children and the community are immeasurable. To our school administrators who celebrated Principals Day on May 1st, thank you for your leadership and being that beacon of light on your campuses. It gives me great pleasure to offer my congratulations to the class of 2021 and all the promotees in this district. This year may go down in history as possibly one of the most challenging periods in our lifetime. However, our students are extremely resilient, and it almost seems that congratulations is not enough. Our seniors rose to the occasion and are meeting the requirements necessary to close this chapter of their lives. Words cannot express the level of respect I have for them, their teachers, counselors, administrators, and every employee in the St. Croix District. I must acknowledge our youngest learners and commend their parents and teachers for all their efforts during this transition. It was of utmost importance for us to provide the level of instruction our students need in their formative years. That is why members of my team worked so hard to make sure that pre-kindergarten through 3rd grade, self-contained special education, and career and technical education second-year students return to in-person learning, which began on March 2nd, meeting the projected timeline set forth by Commissioner Barry Benjamin. I must acknowledge my A-plus team of Deputy Superintendents, Dr. Carla Bastian and Ms. Erisilda Herman, who collaboratively approached the challenging task of getting our schools ready to receive students. Dr. Bastian leads the operations team and was directly involved in ensuring that campuses were prepared, supplies were distributed, supervised the district's No VI Child Goes Hungry initiative, which continues to provide thousands of meals weekly to students learning in person and those learning virtually. Ms. Herman leads the academic services team that supported our school leaders in their reopening of school plans, trained our educators in providing hybrid model instruction, and ensured that all of our students receive the supports necessary to include students with disabilities and our English language learners. In the St. Croix District, the schools incorporated a staggered return to school buildings the first 2 weeks of March, which helped students and staff become acclimated with the new campus safety protocols. Approximately 236 pre-K and first grade students returned for in-person learning on Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021. Approximately 213 second and third grade students returned for in-person instruction on Tuesday, March 9th, 2021. By March 9, 2021, there were approximately 601 pre-K to 3rd special education and second-year CTE students engaged in in-person learning in our school campuses. Presently, our daily student population averages 650 students participating in 5 days of face-to-face instruction. The operations team, including the maintenance division, has worked tirelessly to prepare for the reopening of schools this year. Our campuses are equipped with signage, hand washing stations, touchless water fountains, and temperature check stations, soap and hand sanitizer dispensers, touchless paper towel dispensers, 6-foot floor markings, plexiglass barriers for teacher and student desks, and many other accommodations aligned with CDC health and safety practices. Schools have implemented strict cleaning schedules for workspaces, classrooms, and bathrooms. School monitors were reassigned to support the schools with implementation of safety plans and day-to-day operations, such as temperature screenings. We extend a thank you to our private and government partners for their donations and support to the district during this period. In the St. Croix district, in planning for the reopening of schools, we consider the possible scenarios of COVID-19 cases presented at district schools and refer to best practices from across the mainland to plan an approach to handle cases if presented. The plans included clear communication protocols with the superintendent's office, isolation rooms for students, parental contact, and guidance notification to the Department of Health for COVID-19 testing and next steps, cleaning and sanitization of affected work and learning spaces, and for the option for schools to return to virtual learning if quarantine is required. Since the district's return to in-person instruction, we have experienced 7, which is 1 student and 6 employees, confirmed positive COVID-19 cases at schools. It is immensely important for me to stress that none of these cases originated from our school campuses, as we require mandatory mask wearing, enforce social distancing, and follow strict health guidelines. Each case was handled with guidance from the VIDE Department of Health and resulted in actions such as contact tracing, mandatory quarantine, testing, school closures, and/or individual classroom cohorts shifting to virtual learning when directed by the Department of Health to do so. The district continues to evaluate its protocols and make the necessary adjustments based on the new CDC and Department of Health guidance when received. We have surveyed our teachers, students, and parents about their experiences with in-person learning this school year, and will share survey results on the VIDE website when the survey is concluded. I am happy to announce that we will be partnering with the Office of the Governor to open our 4th Granny Pre-K school in the District of St. Croix at the Alfredo Andrews Elementary School for the 2021-2022 school year. We are grateful for this partnership because it places us ahead of our timeline to outfit each of our K-6 and K-8 schools in the district with a pre-kindergarten classroom. The earlier we engage our children in learning, the stronger their educational foundation will be. This initiative demonstrates the commitment of the Office of the Governor and the Department of Education to provide our children with a strong start with academic and social benefits that last well beyond kindergarten. Parents, if you are in search for exciting ways for your children to spend their summer, the St. Croix District is offering opportunities for students to unplug and explore the islands, as well as build lifelong skills. New this summer, we will be launching our experiential learning series, which students can sign up for expedition-style activities such as hiking, snorkeling, cultural activities, inter-island tours, exploring St. Croix Eastern Marine Park, as well as building financial literacy, and much more. Students can also explore their interests, earn credit, and immerse themselves in virtual or in-person summer programs that fit their goals. Students in kindergarten through 8th grade in need of academic enhancement who would like to expand their knowledge can participate in a virtual curriculum interest-based summer academy. A credit recovery program will be conducted virtually for students in 7th through 12th who need to recover credits for promotion. Students in kindergarten, 7th, and 9th grade who need additional skills to be successful in their transition from one school to the next can participate in our virtual Summer Bridge Academy. For our coders, our techies, our gamers, we have a Computer Science Academy for students in grades 3rd to 8th grade, interested in writing their own computer programs as they learn about becoming better digital citizens. The District Office of Special Education will be offering its annual extended school year program, as well as a new recovery service program, where identified students will participate in sessions facilitated by related service providers. The Career and Technical Education Center will be hosting for the first time a summer program where students will engage in hands-on learning within the fields of cosmetology, culinary arts, and electricity. The annual STEM program for students interested in applying their math, science, and technology skills to better serve their environment. We'll be offering a fine arts summer intensive for student musicians, dancers, and artists who would like to gain valuable experience while developing their skills, creativity, and techniques. The 21st Century Summer Programs will be held at 3 schools, offering students academics in the morning and interest-based activities such as golf, agriculture, and dance in the afternoons. Parents are asked to contact their child's school or email public.relations@vide.vi for more information. In closing, a demanding but productive school year is drawing to a close. With just 3 weeks before we officially close the book on the 2020-2021 school year, thank you for your support throughout this 9 months. I hope you have a safe and enjoyable summer. Superintendent Jurgen will now report for the St. Thomas St. John District. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent McGregor. Good afternoon, all. Greetings. Good afternoon to the listening and viewing audience. I am Dr. Stefan Jurgen, Superintendent of the District of St. Thomas St. John. I also would like to acknowledge the incredible teachers in the St. Thomas St. John District during this celebration of Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you for all that you do for our students inside and outside of the classroom. Special thanks to our school administrators for their steadfastness as we celebrated Principals Appreciation Day on May 1st. I, too, would like to extend condolences on behalf of the St. Thomas St. John District to the family, friends, and colleagues of Ms. Shana Bass. Ms. Bass worked closely with VIDE on many important projects, and we have become a better organization because of it. May she rest in peace. On Monday, March 15, 2021, approximately 677 of 821 students in grades pre-K to 3rd began the highly anticipated return to school after exactly 1 year to the day of being sent home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The district met the projected timeline of the return to in-person learning set forth by Commissioner Barry Benjamin. On March 26th, the numbers increased by 10%, with 904 students returning to face-to-face instruction. Recommended safety protocols. Our schools are equipped with ample face shields, masks, infrared thermometers, tents, nursing supplies, wipes, hand sanitizer, soap, paper towel, and appropriate dispensers, and disinfecting fogging machines. These items have been distributed to all campuses and will continue to serve the needs of our students and staff during the summer months and beyond. To support social distancing guidelines, all main office entrances have installed plexiglass dividers. Staff offices have also been updated to ensure a safe space is available to minimize close contact. Classrooms have been divided according to social distance standards, demarked by colored duct tape on the floors around desks. Directional signage has been posted on all campuses to inform students, staff, and visitors about staying 6 feet apart, washing hands regularly, signing into the main office, and wearing the mask on campus at all times. It is important to note that the plexiglass was never a mandatory requirement for students to return to school. However, as a territory, we decided to order them as another layer of protection for our students and staff. 3,800 plexiglass dividers that were on order have arrived and have been installed in grades K through 3rd in all elementary schools. Another 610 adult plexiglass coverings have been ordered for teachers and paraprofessionals across the district. Since the return of in-person learning on March 15, the majority of students and faculty and staff members have maintained a negative COVID-19 status while continuing to learn without interruption. However, there have been 3 instances in which it was necessary for a school or classroom to return to virtual learning due to the positive COVID-19 case. It is important to note that none of these cases originated from our school campuses. Each case was handled with the guidance of the VIDE Department of Health and resulted in actions such as contact tracing, mandatory quarantine, testing, school closures, or individual classroom cohort shifting to virtual learning when directed by the Department of Health to do so. The district continues to evaluate its protocols and make the necessary adjustment based on new CDC and Department of Health guidelines when received. In speaking to the principals that were guided through a competent cadre of professionals from the Virgin Islands Department of Education, to include individuals from the Office of the Commissioner and Assistant Commissioner, Office of the Insular Superintendent, Human Resources Division, and Public Relations, they felt supported as they were given step-by-step instructions by a dedicated team to help each school seamlessly execute its COVID-19 emergency plans. The presence of COVID-19 is now a part of our reality. While we cannot make any guarantees, we can adhere to a set of best practices and a system of protocols to maximize the safety of all that interact within our schools. Parents can support these efforts by simply not dropping sick children off to school. We have surveyed our teachers, students, and parents about their experiences with in-person learning this school year, and we'll share those results on vide.vi, our website, when the survey is concluded. This summer, in the St. Thomas St. John district, the menu for learning is very eventful. In order to provide parents with options for virtual and face-to-face learning, the following will be available to all students in grades kindergarten through 12. For the convenience of our students, all elementary summer sessions will be offered both virtually and face-to-face. Kindergarten camp will be available for incoming and outgoing kindergarten students on 2 designated campuses for approximately 100 students. Pathways to Success is the name of our academic summer program for students in grades 1st through 5th, offering academic enrichment activities to also enhance their social, emotional, and physical wellness. Pathways to Success for the secondary students will be completely virtual for grades 6 through 12. Our summer bridge programs will be offered to students in grades 6th, 7th, and 9th to support the transition from elementary school to middle school and high school. Our special education program will offer the annual extended school year services that involve therapeutic counseling, tutorial services, and skills development. English language learners will be engaged in language arts instruction, respectively, and accordingly to the skill level of each learner. Our career and technical education program is face-to-face, which will allow our middle school students to engage in hands-on exploratory learning opportunities in culinary arts, cosmetology, carpentry, financial literacy, and architectural drafting. 21st Century will also be available at 2 sites, one elementary and one middle school, offering reading, mathematics, and physical activities such as swimming, quadrille, music, and cultural enrichment, to name a few. To all families, even if your child is not a student registered in our summer programs or enrolled in any of the aforementioned programs, we are offering excursions to families of students in the St. Thomas St. John School District. We have affectionately called these adventures a Virgin Islands Summer Experience that will include Coral World Water Park, Dolphin Moments, Downtown Walking Tours, VIDE Cultural Bearers Program, Island Tours, the Art of Fishing, Horseback Riding, Cultural Culinary Lessons, Hiking, Kayaking, Swimming, and Cultural Dancing. Lastly, we are also planning to host an exciting back-to-school jamboree to welcome students back for the 2021-2022 school year. Special thanks to my Deputy Superintendents, Dr. Simra D. Brown and Ms. Disha Powell, for their hard work and dedication in moving the district forward. And thanks to all of our employees, to include custodians, kitchen workers, cooks, food service workers, laborers, bus drivers, maintenance, operations, and monitors. Thank you for all you do every day to ensure our students are receiving the best education possible. Again, congratulations to the class of 2021, and have a safe and productive summer.
Thank you, superintendents and school administrators, for your comprehensive updates today. In closing, I would like to invite the entire Virgin Islands community to rally around our students and the work of the VI Department of Education. Indeed, education is everyone's responsibility. Our department is at a pivotal time in its history, where things are shifting and changing, and we have much work to do, and the VIDE reaffirms its commitment to executing its work in the best interests of our students. Please join us. Ms. Graham?
All right. Well, thank you so much, Commissioner, and our district and school leaders for, as Commissioner said, that comprehensive report. At this point, I know we have provided a great deal of information. If we have any members of the media on the line or here, Susan, please feel free to ask your question.
Thank you. Susan Ellis from the VI source. Has there been any kind of determination, or when will it be determined whether to go back in September virtually or in person or a combination?
Okay. Thank you for your question. At this time, we will have in-person and virtual as we do now. And that is as a result of having to abide by the CDC guidelines. The good thing for us is we know that we'll be able to bring back more of our students because the CDC has allowed 3 feet, down to 3 feet, social distancing. So we will prepare our classrooms to accommodate more students according to the 3 feet. Yes, and that is a normal practice right now in our schools and our offices, and that will continue with every single VIDE activity and or program. The cleaning and sanitizing of our spaces is priority to ensure that we can execute those programs and services for our students.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any, and to prove that that's what we are about, no, we thank you. You know, there's been a lot. Are there any other, oh, Susan Carlson, you're on the line.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes, Suzanne Carlson from the Daily News. There was some criticism in the legislature yesterday about the way the student-athlete bubble combine was handled, and basically it said students weren't provided with a useful, practical package that they could take to recruiters. I just wonder if anyone wants to respond to that, you know, what's being done to make sure that student-athletes aren't being left behind during this time.
I didn't understand the piece. Can you repeat your question?
Susan, can you repeat the question? We didn't quite catch you.
There was criticism in the legislature yesterday about the way that the combine, the bubble for student athletes was handled. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Continue.
Okay, so, I mean, I was just wondering if you wanted to respond to the criticism from the legislature yesterday about whether or not student athletes were provided with something useful and practical that they could take to recruiters at the end of that experience.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, as a matter of fact, in COVID-19, our student athletes of all the many student programs that we have, they actually benefited the most from the programs that we were able to provide during our COVID experience. The bubble and the combine, we were very successful in having our student athletes participate. They received recordings, they were recorded during the practices, during the games that they had, during the bubble. And as a matter of fact, the games were posted online until the contractor was finished with the recordings for each child to have available to provide to coaches and recruits from colleges, etc. As a matter of fact, in the St. Croix district, we learned of about 7 to 8 student athletes who were recruited and received scholarships. And those recruits were able to look at the videos that we posted online until those individual videos are available for our students to have in their possession.
And were the videos provided personalized to each student, or were they just a series of clips of games without any indication of which student was which?
You have to repeat, ma'am. You're not coming in as clear.
Were the students provided with individualized videos, or were the videos clips of games without any indication of which student was which?
The students will have videos of both.
Okay, fair enough. And it is very difficult to hear. So students, not all students will be returning to campus in the fall. Did I hear that correctly?
We will return our students according to the 3 feet guidelines, CDC guidelines that is in place at this time. We will build reopening of schools plans around that social distancing parameter. If between now and then the CDC reduces that number, then of course we'll get back to the drawing board to invite more students to our campuses. But we know that we cannot invite all students back to the campus given the 3 feet distancing guidelines.
Understood. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for your questions.
Okay. Thank you, members of the media, for your questions. I believe there are no further questions from members of the media. And we would just like to thank everyone for, Suzanne, I'm sorry, was there a question? I'm sorry. Okay. I'd like to thank members of the media and everyone listening and viewing audiences for tuning in today to the Department of Education Community Update. There's much more happening at the Department of Education. In fact, join us on Facebook Live today at 3:30 p.m. for our weekly Community Connect program, and then next Monday we have a very special program at 3 p.m., the Excellence in Education Awards. So we invite you to also join us on Facebook Live. All right, everyone, well, thanks again, and please feel free to follow us on Facebook and visit our website, vide.vi, to stay abreast of all Department of Education activities. Thank you and have a good afternoon.